Hey lovelies, I'm Larissa J, and today we are continuing our series on biblical femininity. We are currently doing a book review / book study with the book called Eve in Exile by Rebekah Merkle. The link is in the description box. If you missed last week's video, there's a link for that too, so you want to make sure you check it out. All right, let's dive into chapter 2. This chapter is all about fulfillment. Rebekah talks about how we as women get distracted from our true calling as women because of the lies and the messaging that we are constantly receiving from society. So let's think about this. I love watching movies, and in most of the movies I watch, there's always a single woman who is usually some successful lawyer or a business owner or a woman who worked her way up in the corporate ladder, right? She's young and powerful, she dresses well, she lives a glamorous lifestyle, she drives a nice car, has a nice home. This is generally what our culture deems as successful and a fulfilling life. Why aren't there more movies about moms? Women who are tending to their husbands and children and caring for their homes. I mean, are there any movies like that? Why are we brainwashed to believe that a woman who is a wife and a mother is not living up to her fullest potential? Like her life is not fulfilling unless she goes back into the workforce. Why are housewives and stay-at-home moms made to feel embarrassed or like they're not doing enough? Let me tell you, being a housewife and a stay-at-home mom is a whole job, okay? It's not sitting around eating Twinkies all day. Do they still sell Twinkies? Y'all remember Twinkies? I used to like Twinkies. Okay, so I'm going to read a brief quote from the book. It says, "Feminism has wormed its way so deeply into our cultural consciousness that we see women as having only two main options in front of them." She goes on to say that there's option A, which is a fulfilling career, while option B is being a wife and a mother. They tell us that if you choose option A, you'll be happy and fulfilled and free and successful. But if you choose option B, you waste your education, your skills, and you're considered less than and pitiful. This mentality is due to a narrative that society overly emphasizes. They paint this picture of what they say fulfillment is. We all just go right along with it and believe it as truth. And now there's an option C, the women who want the best of both worlds. They want the husband, the kids, the career. In this instance, which is quite common today, the woman is working, whether she wants to or not. Some women would say that they have to work. In either case, the husband and the kids naturally get less of her. The kids are usually sent to daycare or they have a nanny. And truth be told, the woman is exhausted, like dog tired. But when it comes to the women who want their career, they tend to fall into a certain category. Now, this category of women are those who think about making themselves happy and doing what makes them feel fulfilled. They're determined not to let anyone get in the way of their dreams. This goes back to that selfishness I talked about in this video. I will leave the link down below. Our culture tells us to be selfish and girl, you're crazy if you sacrifice for others, if you put your family and their needs first. But as believers, that's what we are supposed to do. It's what Jesus did. He laid down his life for us. This is why I just can't understand young moms who have these babies and still want to live a wild and free life and dress like they're going to the club. I can't understand the wives and the moms who are dead set on doing what they want to do without regard for their husbands or kids. This is why I emphasize selflessness. Before I got married, I prepared myself to serve my husband. Before I decided to get pregnant, I made up in my mind that I was ready to give up some things so that I can give more to my child. If you're a Christian, sacrifice and laying down your life and crucifying your flesh is the name of the game. This is why I say to single women, if you don't want to do that, then don't get married. Marriage and motherhood are not for the selfish and stubborn heart. Women who are selfish and stubborn and only seek to please themselves and make themselves happy are not fulfilled. I'm going to say it again. They are not fulfilled, and they won't be. God didn't design us that way. They may feel fulfilled for a season, but it's not long term. So let me say this. True fulfillment comes from God's design, his natural order, serving others, giving to others. For many women, this includes marriage and family, serving a husband and kids, keeping a home. The very women that society says are boring with no life and ambition are the women who are most fulfilled if they've embraced God's design and plan for them. In this chapter, Rebekah says, those who are willing to lay that down, put others ahead of themselves, to sacrifice themselves, those are the women who truly find fulfillment. Whether you're single or married, please understand that fulfillment isn't found in being selfish. It's found in service. Just like the first episode in this series, we talked about a woman after God's own heart and how she has a heart to serve. We must be willing to put others ahead of ourselves and understand that God will take care of us when we take care of his business. So let me know in the comments, do you feel that fulfillment when you put others before yourself? Let me know down below. This book is getting good, ladies. Stay tuned for next week as we continue this series. I will see you there.